Hey, what's up guys? Before the video starts, I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you to all of you that took the time to watch my video on Alan Thrall's channel, and thank you to all of you that are now subscribed to my channel. There are now over 600 new individuals joining my channel, which is absolutely insane, and I couldn't be more grateful to all of you for that. Also, I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm seeing all of your comments and wanted to thank you for the overwhelming positivity in the comment section. I tend not to like YouTube comment sections because they can be a little, well, but the support from all of you has been amazing. Easily one of the nicest comment sections I've seen, so thank you for that. Also, I've seen all your questions. I'm not ignoring you guys. I'm admittedly a bit bad at this whole social media thing, something I'm still working on, and when all of your stuff kind of came in at once, it kind of overwhelmed me. So, instead of crappy comment section answers, I'm going to answer them proper in my very first Q&A video. If y'all have any additional questions you want answered, make sure they make it down in the comment section of this video, and they'll make it into that first Q&A video as well. Topics can be strongman, powerlifting, general strength, conditioning, endurance, weight loss, weight gain, meaning of life, favorite color, anything you want, you name it, drop it down in the comment section below. It'll make it into the video, so go crazy. All right, that's all I had. Thanks again. Here's the video. Lightweight. What is up, guys? It's your boy. What is up, guys? It's your boy, Matt Malloy. God damn. What is up, guys? It's your boy, Matt Malloy, back with another video. And first off, and today we're going over the low bar squat, more specifically why you might not like the low bar squat, or maybe why the first time you low bar squatted didn't feel so hot. Now, when it comes to low bar squat, I might just be a little bit of a fanboy. Even with all the cool strongman movements that are out there, my favorite movement to do in the gym is still just a boring old low bar squat. So that's why I get disappointed when I hear a lot of people talking about their first experience with low bar squatting, that maybe it didn't feel so good, they squat more with their high bar than they do with their low bar, or low bar just didn't feel right and that's why they don't do it. So that's what we're going to address today, some reasons why the low bar squat might feel awkward to you. Hopefully we'll fix those reasons, and I'll convince you guys to do the proper squat. I'm kidding. You know, high bar squats are important too, if you like squatting less weight. All right, so jumping right into it, the first reason a low bar squat might feel awkward is because you're not actually doing a low bar squat. One of the most common mistakes with the low bar squat happens with where people are placing this bar on their back, and while this may seem like a tiny detail, it's actually a crucial step in making sure the rest of the movement goes well. Just recapping, in a low bar squat, the bar goes just below the spine of the scapula on your back, and to find that, you can just walk your hand back until you feel that kind of spiny protrusion, roll your shoulder around if you need to, and then once you've got it, you just walk your fingers down right below that, and that's where the bar needs to be resting for this to be a true low bar squat. The two common issues you'll see is someone that's just coming off high bar and they're gonna try and use a low bar torso angle, but the bar is in the high bar position. And then the other issue you'll see is people that take the low and low bar way too seriously and they've got the bar jacked way down on their back. When you try and combine a high bar position with the low bar's forward lean, the issue is the bar doesn't have too much to rest on, and you run the realistic chance of this bar rolling forwards on you. Now, having to ditch a bar off your back is one thing, but if you've ever had a bar roll forwards on you while you're in the bottom of the squat, that shit is scary. And then the issue with someone who takes the low bar position a bit too seriously and brings it way down low on their back is again an issue of the bar doesn't really have too much to rest on, and now in return, you're having to hold up all of this weight with your shoulders, your elbows, your arms, instead of just letting it rest down into your back. Now obviously the more weight you end up putting on the bar, the more problematic this is going to become, and you're either going to end up having to ditch a bar or you're gonna end your squat sessions wondering why your elbows hurt so bad. Fixing this issue is just a matter of focusing up every single time you get under the barbell. Take the time to figure out where that spine of the scapula is on your back and make sure you're setting the barbell to it every single time you go to squat. It doesn't matter how technically sound you are with the rest of the squat. If this bar is out of position, everything's just gonna feel a little bit off, and this is the first reason why your squat might feel awkward to you. Okay, issue number 2 is actually the exact opposite of what we just talked about. And this is you actually have the right bar position on your back, but you're still using a high bar torso angle instead of the forward lean of a low bar squat. Everyone, when they first get taught a squat, is usually taught a high bar squat, and it's been drilled into them day after day to keep a nice upright torso angle, but you can kind of throw all of that out the window for the low bar squat. The whole point of a low bar squat is to set up that forward torso angle, and I understand going from upright squats to forward lean feels awkward as hell. A lot of people, the first time they do this, even if they're doing it correctly, they still feel like their technique is off, they feel like they're doing something wrong, or they feel like they're putting their low back in jeopardy for an injury. From what I've seen teaching people to low bar squat for the first time, they're usually super concerned that they're leaning too far forwards, and I'm actually usually correcting them to lean forward more. If you have the correct bar position on your back, the way you make sure you have enough forward lean, you set up the camera to the side of you, and as long as that bar is maintaining a straight line over midfoot during the entirety of your squat, you're good to go. The issue with having this correct bar position but not using that forward lean is again another issue of where the bar is not really resting on anything aside from your arms holding it up. So again, you're gonna run that risk of putting pressure on your elbow, your wrist, your shoulders, whatever's doing the most to hold that bar up is probably gonna be feeling it at the end of your squat session. And then on top of this, if you're not utilizing that forward torso angle, you're not getting the full benefit of a low bar squat, which is to try and squat a bit more weight using our posterior chain. And now you're gonna be discouraged because now your shoulder or elbow or wrist is hurting, you're not squatting as much weight as your high bar, yada, yada, yada. You see where this is going. Okay, and then my last tip actually isn't a technique tip, but I think it's the most common reason why people think the low bar squat is uncomfortable or why people don't like the low bar squat. And this is very simply that you haven't given the movement enough time for it to become comfortable to you. I think the way low bar is always introduced to people is in the context that if you learn this movement, you're gonna have a stronger squat than your high bar squat. And I do believe that is true. I believe the vast majority of the population, if they learn the proper mechanics of a low bar squat, it'll be slightly stronger than their high bar squat just because of the biomechanics behind it. However, this does not mean the first time you low bar squat, it's gonna be this epiphany moment where you go from squatting 315 to squatting 500, the heavens open up above you and everything is right in the world. It takes some time to learn. I think because high bar squats and low bar squats look very similar to each other, people expect it to be a similar skill and the learning period to be rather quick. And I'd rather you guys look at it this way as opposed to looking at it as two similar movements. Think of going from a high bar squat to a low bar squat as going from a conventional deadlift to a sumo deadlift. When people go from conventional deadlift to sumo deadlift, they kind of go into it with this respect that, okay, this is a completely new skill, I'm gonna have to focus up and I'm really gonna have to learn to figure this out. And that's exactly how I want you thinking going from a high bar squat to a low bar squat. There's a lot of small little details that change with the low bar squat and they're critical to the squat feeling good. Take the time to really figure out those small little details, figure out what makes a low bar squat, and be patient with progressing the movement and how much progress you're expecting in X amount of time. Low bar is weird because a lot of the cues and a lot of the techniques are very subtle, and you'll kind of go and learn the low bar squat and then all of a sudden one day it's like, damn, that's what hip drive feels like. But that's it for this video, guys. Give low bar a chance, stick with it, give it the time it deserves to fully learn it, and think you'll be feeling a lot better with how the low bar squat feels, and you'll turn to the dark side and never high bar squat again like yours truly.
I have failed you.
Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you learned a thing or two. Thanks so much for checking in with the channel. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.